Hello and welcome to A Course in Miracles. This is the workbook for students, and we are on lesson 150, the final lesson for this review. Today we're reviewing the idea of 139, I will accept atonement for myself. And 140, only salvation can be said to cure. And you know by now that the idea that's linking all these review lessons together is my mind holds only what I think with God, which is, that is the truth about our mind. It sometimes seems like it holds other kinds of information, but that is not our right mind, and that is not our mind. So we're attempting in these exercises to get in our right mind. For example, this last one, only salvation can be said to cure. And if you remember, that's talking about how it used the illustration of having a dream that you're sick, and then having a dream you found some magic cure and now you're cured. But that's not really curing, because you're still dreaming. And there is a multitude of things that we don't really see or experience that are real, because we are still seeing the dream, the illusionary world. So the first thing we have to really do, and what these exercises are helping us to do, is to really see this world and the ego for what it really is. Realize that we are here by choice, and then decide, is this world, with all this dream world, with guilt, sickness, disease, separation that seems so real to us, is it really what I want? Is this idea of being an individualized, separate self with a separate will, is it really what I want? And is it really even real? I mean, we think this world is real, but the truth is that the separation of the Father and the Son is impossible. It could not ever have happened. So all these ideas of having other thoughts in our mind, separate thoughts about separation, thoughts about war, thoughts about loss, thoughts about sickness, death, pain, all of it, none of it is really happening, because my mind, in truth, holds only the thoughts that I think with God. And so that is hard for us to realize, but the Course is trying to get us to experience, not to believe these lessons, but to have an experience that the early church called gnosis, or knowledge, a knowledge of yourself, your real self, and the memory of God restored to us. So that's what these lessons are all about. And this one that culminates the last 10 days is, I will accept the atonement for myself, and only salvation can be said to cure. So basically, this is salvation is accepting the atonement for ourselves. because it's the truth. And all the illusions cannot stand up to the truth that the separation never happened. We are not separate. This world of sin, guilt, and punishment is not the will of God, and it never could be real. So, all the little things we do to try to save ourselves most of the time are only replacing one illusion for another illusion. Like the illusion that I'm well for the illusion that I'm sick. So this kind of salvation, though, that accepts the truth, even if it's not what appears to be the truth, is important for us to be able to experience the truth. So that in the Christianity that I was brought up in, it was all about believing certain doctrines or statements of faith about a person who supposedly lived 2,000 years ago. And you're supposed to believe that he was born of a virgin, that he was sinless, that he died for our sins, that he on a cross under Pontius Pilate, and that he was risen from the dead. And basically that was salvation. Was if you believe those particular ideas, then you were saved. But that's not what A Course in Miracles is teaching. A Course in Miracles is bringing us to an experience of salvation. An experience of knowing ourselves, who we've forgotten. So that's our lesson for today. And it sort of culminates these last 10 days, beginning with forgiveness is the key to happiness. Forgiveness offers everything I want, to seeing that beyond this world there's another world, and that is what I want. Realizing it's impossible to see this world and that world at the same time. Being encouraged that as for anyone who seeks the truth, they will not fail. And then we just let the world go from all that we thought it was, all the concepts, all the meaning, all what we thought it should be, or to be, would be if we were in charge. And then see what is valuable, what is valueless. Understand what forgiveness really is, what we're forgiving, what never happened. Realizing that there's no defense in defending ourselves. And realizing that sickness is an illusion. It's just a defense against the truth. It screams to us that you are a body. You are a separate person living in a separate body from everyone else and from God. But it's not true. And heaven is a choice now that we can make. Just like we chose this world, we can choose heaven. And accept atonement for ourselves. This is sort of the key to freedom in these review lessons. And so now we know sort of the ideas, or many of the ideas that A Course in Miracles is trying to present to us. And we're going to start applying them. We're going to get practical with these ideas and see them in many different forms and many different ways being repeated to us and more generalized. So that's a lot of what we got exciting things to look forward to in this workbook for students in this Course in Miracles. Thank you for letting me be a part of your experience with the workbook, and I thank you for being a part of mine. And I will see you tomorrow. Aloha.